Let me tell you a story. There's this guy. Let's call him Mike. Mike met a woman he really liked. She was beautiful, confident, and had that spark that caught his attention fast. They talked, flirted a little, and there was clearly a connection. But instead of chasing after her like most guys do, texting constantly, planning dates back to back, trying to win her over, Mike pulled back. Not because he wasn't interested, but because he was desperate. He had his own life, his own focus, and he wasn't going to drop everything just to impress her. You know what happened? She started thinking about him, wondering what he was up to, questioning why he wasn't blowing up her phone like the others. Was she not attractive enough? Did she say something wrong? Or was he just different? This story isn't about games. It's about mindset, because when a man doesn't chase, it triggers something in a woman's mind. Something powerful? In this guide, we're going to break that down. Coming up next, 7 things a woman really thinks when you don't chase her. She wonders why you're not like the other guys. She wonders why you're not like the other guys. Most guys chase hard. You meet a woman you like. She's beautiful, sweet, laughs at your jokes. And before you even know what's happening, you're texting her all day, planning dates, checking her social media, maybe even double texting when she doesn't. Reply fast enough. You've probably done it before, right? Maybe more than once. And what happens? At first, she seems intolerant. She responds. She smiles. She might even go out with you a few times. But somewhere along the line, things change. Her energy drops. She stops replying as fast. She's suddenly busy. You feel it slipping, but you're not sure what you did wrong. After all, you are showing interest, being nice, putting in effort. Isn't that what women want? Listen, when you chase too hard, too soon, you flip a switch in her mind. Instead of wondering about you, she starts predicting you. Instead of feeling curious, she feels like she already has your full attention. And the mystery, the excitement, it dies. But when you don't chase her, when you show interest but keep your cool, when you hold back a little instead of flooding her with attention, something different happens. She notices. She starts thinking, wait, why isn't he all over me like the rest? Is he not interested? Or is he just confident? And that right there is where you create attraction. Not by doing more, but by doing less with purpose. Think about the last time you lost a woman you really liked. Did you come on too strong? Did you try to prove your worth to her? Did you let her become the center of your focus before she'd earned it? You see, women are used to buying chased. Especially attractive women. It's part of their everyday life. It's full of guys begging for a chance, guys buying drinks, complimenting them nonstop, trying to get their attention. That stuff doesn't impress her. I'd ex-house her. But when you don't chase, when you stand out by not doing what 99% of other guys do, it flips. Her mindset. She starts to see you differently. She wonders if you're the kind of man who values himself, a man who's not desperate, a man with options. That mystery pulls her in more than any cheesy pickup line ever could. So, if you've ever been the guy who tried too hard and lost the girl, don't beat yourself up. We've all done it. But now you know better. Next time, do less. Let her wonder, because the moment she starts wandering is the moment she starts feeling. She thinks you might be the kind of man who walks away, and that hits different too. She thinks you might be the kind of man who walks away, and that hits different. Let's talk about something a little heavier. Divorce. Maybe you've been through it. Maybe you're apprentice. Or maybe you've watched friends go through the ugly mess. The arguments, the distance, the heartbreak. Either way, you know this truth deep down. People don't leave when things are bad. They leave when they feel invisible. And this is where it gets real with women. See. Most women have either been through a painful breakup or a full-on divorce. Some have been left. Others had to walk away from a man they once loved because he just stopped showing up emotionally, mentally. Or spiritually so. When a woman meets a man who doesn't chase, something stirs in her. It reminds her of loss. It reminds her off distance. But, and this is important, it also reminds her of mystery and strength. Because here's the twist. Not chasing doesn't always read as disinterest. Sometimes it reads as emotional control, as discipline, as Almond who knows his worth and won't go begging for someone to stay. That's powerful. And it hits differently. When she's been through real emotional pain, she starts asking herself, is this the kind of man who could walk away from me if I don't show up right? That question right there creates a shift. It's not fear in a toxic way. It's awareness. She starts respecting your boundaries before they are even spoken. Now, let's bring this closer to home. Have you ever been the guy who did everything to keep a woman from leaving? You compromised too much. You let things slide. You ignored the red flags. You kept chasing even when she was halfway out the door, thinking that if you just loved her harder, she'd stay. It didn't work, did it? Because women don't fall for the man who begs them to stay. They fall for the man who makes them want to stay when you don't chase. You show that you have a line. You show that you're not afraid to lose her if she doesn't treat you right. And after divorce, after heartbreak, after real loss, that kind of energy is magnetic to a woman who's tired of men who fold. You're not punishing her. You're protecting yourself. And when she sees that, she doesn't run. She leans in. Because deep down, she wants to feel chosen, not chased. She wants to know that if you stay, it's because she's earned a place in your life, not because she broke you down until you gave in. That's how you dupe her to chase you. She starts to chase when you don't make her the center of your world 3. She starts to chase when you don't make her the center of your world. Let's say you're at a bar, or maybe it is the office or a class you both take. You see her, she's attractive, carries herself well, and you feel that pull? You want her to notice. You want to connect. But here's where most guys mess up. They lick in. They go into tunnel vision. The moment she gives a little attention, they treat her like she's the prize, like she's the most important thing in the room. Every move becomes about her. Every conversation, every glance, every decision, all orbiting around. How do I keep her interested? And she feels that energy, not in a good way, in a needy way. Now, watch this. You walk into that same bar, that same class, that same job, and instead of zoning in on her, you stay relaxed, you smile, you make eye contact, maybe give a short compliment, or crack a joke, and then you pull back. You go back to your friends, your work, your focus. You're friendly, but you're not chasing. Guess what starts to happen? She starts watching you. She starts wondering why you're not following up, why you're not trying harder. She starts noticing your confidence, your calm, your self-control, and now she's leaning toward you. In a bar, it might look like her moving closer, accidentally brushing past you or laughing extra hard at your jokes. In the office, it's little check-ins, random questions, or complimenting your cologne. In school, it's her suddenly showing up early talkless, sitting closer, asking what you are doing this weekend. You didn't chase, and now she's chasing. Why? Because you didn't make her your mission. You made your life, your vibe, your energy the center, and invited her into it without begging her to stay. Women are emotional, and curiosity is any of the strongest emotional triggers there is. When you don't hand her everything up front, when you don't blow up her phone, when you don't hover, she has room to feel, to wonder, to lean in. Now, let's be clear. This doesn't mean playing games. It means holding your frame. It means talking to her like Almond who likes her but doesn't need her. That's where the magic is. So, next time you're in that bar or sitting in class or walking into the office, remember this. If you want her to chase, stop overvaluing her attention. Just be theme and who's already winning with or without her. When you carry that energy, she feels it. And more often than not, she'll start chasing without even realizing she's doing it. She thinks you have options when you don't overtext or overcall for her. She thinks you have options when you don't overtext or overall. Let's talk about the phone. Your texts, your calls, your DMs. This is where a lot of guys fall flat without even realizing it. You meet a girl. You're into her. Maybe you got her number. Maybe you matched online. Maybe you've just been vibing for a few days. What do? You start messaging her all the time. Good morning. What are you up to? How was your day? Are you free later? And on and on. The truth is, we've all done it. We think we're showing interest, being consistent, standing out from the crowd. But what we're really doing is draining mystery and giving away all the power. Here's the cold reality. Women are used to guys flooding their phones, their DMs, their notifications, their texts. It's a full-time job keeping up with male attention. So, when you become more guy checking in constantly, you don't stand out. You blend in. But when you don't overtext when you send a message and don't follow up right away, when you call once and then let her comment you, she notices. She starts to wonder, why isn't he blowing me up like others? And here's what she tells herself, even if she won't admit it. He must have other women on him. He must have a life. He must be confident enough to chase. That right there is where her interest starts to grow. Let me tell you this. When you text and call too much, you're not just annoying. You're showing her that she's your only option, that you're waiting on her, that your day revolves around whether she replies or not. And once she feels that, the attraction fades. But when you send a message and then disappear for a bit, not because you're playing games, but because you're busy living, she's left to wonder. And when a woman wonders, she starts to chase. She checks her phone. She rereads your last message. She starts crafting her replies carefully. You become the mystery she wants to solve. And the best part, you're not even doing anything crazy. You're just not overdoing it. So here's the move. Don't double text if she doesn't respond right away. Don't text her just because you're bored. Don't call every night like it's a job interview. Let your communication be intentional and spaced. Less effort. More value when it's done with confidence. She'll start thinking you've got things going on, maybe even other women. And whether that's true or not, the perception is enough. Control your urge to chase with your phone and you'll notice her chasing with her energy. She starts playing the mental movie. What if he doesn't want me? 5. She starts playing the mental movie. What if he doesn't want me? You ever see that scene in a movie, maybe a romantic drama, where the girl is lying in bed staring at her phone. She's scrolling, checking, rechecking the messages. Her face shows that mix of frustration and confusion. She picks up the phone, types something, deletes it, types again, then tosses the phone aside and sigh. She's thinking about him, the young guy who didn't chase her. Now, forget the movie. Let's talk real life. Because that scene, it happens all the time. And it might just be you she's thinking about. Here's why. When you chase, when you hold back, stay in your frame and don't give her constant attention. A woman's mind doesn't gossip. It actually goes into overdrive. She starts creating stories in her head. She starts wondering about your life, your mindset, your intentions. And the biggest question that pops up, what if doesn't want me? Now, most guys panic at the idea of a woman thinking that they want to fix it. Rush in, reassure her, text her something sweet, send a heart emoji, tell her how much they like her, but not you. Because you're learning that space and silence, wind in with confidence, are tools. They make her mind do the heavy lifting. And that's where emotional attachment begins. Let's go deeper. When she's notes or how you feel, she starts replaying your interactions, every word, every look, every message. She analyzes the way you smiled, the tone in your voice, whether your last message had a period or a lull all. It sounds small, but it's huge. Because when a woman is thinking that deeply, she's emotionally invested. And the more she thinks about you, the more you grow in her mind. You're not just the guy she met. You're the mystery in her story. The puzzle she hasn't solved yet. The one who made her feel something different. Not by trying too hard, but by holding back just enough. Let's be honest here. When you chase, you remove the mystery. You remove the what-if. You give her certainty too soon. And certainty, while it feels good short-term, doesn't build long-term attraction. It's the unknown that pulls her in. It's the wondering, the waiting, the mental back and forth. She starts to imagine what it would feel like if you chose her, if you leaned in. And because you haven't yet, the value of that possibility skyrockets in her mind. So don't be afraid to let her wonder. Let her build that mental movie. Let her question things a little. That's not rejection. That's seduction. You don't need to say more. You don't need to explain yourself. Your silence when used with purpose is often louder than 1,000 texts. She respects you more when you don't sexualize her right away. 6. She respects you more when you don't sexualize her right away. Let's get one thing straight. Most women know when a man is shaking them out. They feel it. They see the eyes, the body language, the energy. And guess what? They're not mad at it. They know they're attractive. They spend time on their hair, their makeup, their clothes. But here's where most guys mess it up. They jump straight into sexual energy. The compliments get too personal. The jokes get too suggestive. The vibe becomes about sex before trust is even built. And she instantly puts you in the just like all others category. If you want a woman to really feel something different around you, here's the move. Don't sexualize her right away. Don't compliment her body. Don't comment on her lips. Don't bring up sex. Instead, look her in the eye and let her do most of the talking. You'd be surprised what happens when a woman feels like she has to earn your attention. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and socially. Ask her questions that have nothing to do with how she looks. Let her share her thoughts, her stories, her opinions. Represent, but not pushy. Show her that you are tuned in, but not trying to impress or seduce her. You know what that does? It changes everything. You are no longer the guy chasing her beauty. You're the man evaluating her energy. And that makes her respect you. It makes her curious. It makes her think, why isn't he trying to get in my pants? Who is this guy? Now, here's where most men don't. Realize how powerful the visual is if you're going to carry that calm, confident energy. You've got to look dapper. Dress well. Not expensive, not flashy, clean, sharp, intentional. Clothes that fit, shoes that are taken care of, hair or beard on. Point, smell good, stand tall. Because here's the truth. If you don't say anything sexual, but you look like a man who has options, she feels it. And when you don't chase her, don't compliment her body, and don't flood the conversation, it makes her lean in. She starts thinking about impressing you. She starts talking more, laughing more, asking you questions. The whole dynamic flips. And you didn't have to try hard. You just had to hold the line. Let her be the one to flirt. Let her bring the energy up. You just sit in your calm, collected, masculine uppers. And when she walks away from that conversation, she won't remember what you said. She'll remember how you made her feel. Like a woman who had to show up as her best self to even keep your attention. That's rare. And rare always gets remembered. She stops being the prize when you realize she was never worth chasing Steven. She stops being the prize when you realize she was never worth chasing. This might be a little off script, but though many times have you chased a woman? Not because she treated you well, not because she brought peace, but because she had something that lit your fire in all the wrong ways. She was fine. She was confident. Maybe she gave you that look, that attitude, that sass that made your heart beat faster. And deep down, you knew she was going to be a problem. But you chased her anyway. You ignored red flags, the way she talked down to people, the way she played games, the way she flaked on you, then pulled you back in with just one smile. And still, you went after her like she was the prize. Why? Because most men don't chase love. They chase validation. You thought, if I can get her, the human who's hard to get, the one everyone wants, the one who doesn't need him, then I'll finally feel like I'm now. And you know what that got you. Anxiety, confusion, sleepless nights staring at your phone, waiting for her to text back, overthinking every word, every look, every message. You gave her power, not because she earned it, but because you handed it over. And brother, that hurts. That leaves scars. Because the worst kind of pain is losing a good woman. It's wasting your heart on the wrong one. And deep down, you knew she wasn't good for you. You knew she was emotionally unavailable, selfish, maybe even toxic. But Sameth and Jinside, you was addicted to the chase. Addicted to proving something. Maybe to her, maybe to yourself, maybe to your best. But here's the truth. No one tells you. You were the prize the whole time. Your peace, your focus, your loyalty, your ambition, your heart. All of that was worth more than her curves, her gums, her hot and cold energy. You just forget who you were. And when you don't chase a woman, especially one who would have played you, you start to remember. You protect your energy. You keep your power. You leave space for a woman who will actually value you. Not just for what you can give, but for who you are. And here's the best part. When you stop chasing problems, your life starts to feel peaceful again. You get clarity. You sleep better. You walk with more confidence. You stop settling for women who will drain you and start attracting women who see you, really see you, and want to build with you. So don't chase women who were never meant to be yours. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who would have broken your spirit just to feel powerful. You've done enough chasing. Now it's time to choose better and let them come to you. Conclusion. Let's conclude with this. You've spent too long chasing women who were never meant for you. Chasing validation, chasing attention, chasing ghosts. I tends today, you are not desperate. You are not disposable. You are a man with value. And it's time you start acting like it. Stop giving your power away to men who haven't earned it. Stop believing the lies the modern world feeds you that you have. To chase, beg, perform just to be loved. You don't. You led. You choose. You stand firm. Let her earn your time. Let her earn your effort. You're not here to prove yourself. You're here to build yourself. And only a real one gets to join you on that path. So raise your standards, protect your peace, and remember, a man who stops chasing is a man who finally starts winning. Choose wisely, live boldly,